Hi VC, it's Kat. I'm going to make another video here. Recent finds. Some things I picked up this weekend. Thrift store, flea market, Half Price Books I believe is where I was. So we'll start. Got a cup of coffee here. Ready to show what I got. So the first thing I got here is a 45 that I picked up at Goodwill. It's Striper. One side is Honestly, the other is the sing-along song. Trying to get into some jazz, so if you have some recommendations, please comment. Be glad to check out any type of jazz. Really like the fusion fusion type of jazz, but I'll listen to anything or try to listen to anything. So if you have any recommendations, please post at the bottom. So the first thing I have here is David Sanborn, and I have heard of him before, and I have listened to him before. So I found this in the dollar bin and couldn't pass it up. Next thing I have here is Bob James, All Around the World. It too was in the dollar bin at Half Price Books. Gatefold. Lovely Bob James right there. And there's the back. This is a double album. Next thing I have here is Maynard Ferguson. Love the cover here. It too is gatefold and a double album. The next thing I have here is Sean Phillips, and I have showed him previously in another video. He was one of my random picks, which I haven't been doing in the last couple videos, so I need to remember to do that. And this is on A&M label. He's kind of folksy, rockish, kind of instrumental type music. Awesome. You need to check him out if you haven't. Sean Phillips. Sean Phillips. Next thing I have here is Buffy Santamarie. She's a folk singer with some Indian inspiration to her music, Native American Indian. So on to the rock, I have Scorpions, Virgin Killer, one of their earlier releases. The record's really pretty mint condition. Picked that up at the flea market. Uriah Heep. Found this in a dollar bin. It's got some major ring wear to the sleeve, but I'm good with that. Lyrics in the gatefold. Also, there is a band picture. That's the back. The name of the album is Sweet Freedom. I have Stars. This is my second Stars. This is Violation. And here's the sleeve. There's lyrics on both sides of the sleeve for two different songs. And this one is Rossington Collins Band, and it was introduced to me by my boyfriend. He heard it from someone on the VC and listened to it. Well, we listened to it. I loved it, and I had to pick it up. It is a female lead, and as I've stated before, I love female leads. She's right there. Her name is Del Krantz. I believe there's members of Lynyrd Skynyrd that are in this band. Very 70-ish rock. Great band. Pick them up if you've never heard of them. Awesome band. The next thing I got is Rainbow. This is a live album. It's gatefold. And it's also a double album. Sleeve. And the other sleeve. And then I have some more 80s stuff. Sinead O'Connor, I picked this up at Goodwill. The Lion and the Cobra. Here's the sleeve. Kind of boring sleeve, but... And then the next thing I have is John Cougar Mellencamp. This has got Crumbling Down and pink houses on it. Love the painting on the front of this. So cool. Huh. And then the last thing I have to show is a package that I received in the mail. I had ordered a record from another VC member who is in a band by the name of Ultimatum, and that's Mr. Scott Waters. And I'd ordered his record and showed it on one of my videos. It's an awesome record. If you haven't heard it or would like to order it, I'm sure Scott can tell you how to do that. But it's amazing. And so he was nice enough to send me a nice little package in the mail, and I opened it up, and in the wonderful little package that he sent me was a 45 of my favorite band, Heart, and one side is Strange Euphoria, and the other side is Tell It Like It Is. So I was very pleased to get that, and very humbled and honored that he would send me something. The other thing he sent me was a sleeve to the record that I purchased, but the sleeve that he sent me was autographed by him and one of the other band members. There's Scott's autograph, and the other band member is right there. And there's Mr. Scott Waters himself. And he also sent me a poster. That too is autographed. So needless to say, these will both be framed and will be hanging up on a wall somewhere in my home. I'm very pleased to receive them and honored, and want to say thank you so much, Scott, for being so thoughtful. That was a nice surprise. Again, check out his album and subscribe to his page if you don't know who he is. He is very involved in the VC and listens to a lot of metal. So if you're a metal fan, somebody you definitely want to check out. That's all I got this time. You need to say something at the bottom. Please subscribe. See you next time.